Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, February the 26th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. All right, quite a few trades to actually go over today. So the first one was ATOS, and this came, when we were doing our pre-market work, this was one of the stars in the pre-market. And I mentioned in the room that I've had a little bit of success in the last two or three trades at taking some of these cheaper ones in the pre-market and letting them run. And so this one, it's only a $2 stock, but I like the way it was trading right here. It popped over two, spiked up. I think this is 225 or something, and then it just started to base a little bit, and the candle started narrowing. $2 was holding, so I took the trade here at $2.11. The next candle, next 5-minute candle, I decided to take off half at 224. Again, you never know with these. Could collapse right down through two, and that could be it. But I persisted, and again, this action would have got me a little bit nervous, but the fact that I'd already taken some profit here allowed me to keep into the trade. And then you can see that even just before here's where the market opened right here, that it had a nice pop. A little bit scary here. Looked like, okay, maybe that's it. But then when the market did open, it just really surged ahead. And so I was able to get out of half, not half actually, another bit at 243. And then the balance at, I think that says 250. Yeah, it's 252. So a great early morning trade. Again, if you watch my videos, I don't often take things in the pre-market, but this looked just too good to pass because it was narrowing here. I thought, well, I'm going to put my stop at the whole number, 11-cent stop on it, and it just wasn't fluctuating too badly. So I thought, okay, it's definitely worth the risk. Now the next one was SMCI, and SMCI came from my one of my lifetime high alerts fairly early. I think it is right here at 9:37 at $41. Now I actually traded SMCI twice, and the first one did not work. Would have received the alert right around here, and because you see, there's only 662,000 shares. There's a little less than an hour left in the market to go, but around here, it hadn't traded very much. And as I think I told somebody last week that typically what I do on these lifetime alerts that aren't with not a lot of volume is I let it go through the whole number first. Remember, these alerts they're triggering at the whole number. That's the only time I'm going to get my lifetime alerts. That's my decision, of course. And I let it go through and see what happens. And you can see it popped up, popped down, a little bit of a doji, and then the candle narrowed. So I decided to take the trade right here at 41.11, but the next candle down, it started to move down, and I just decided to exit the trade, thinking again, it's still low volume. Maybe I'm a little early. I don't want to. I don't want to even let it get through the whole number. So I was lucky actually to get out of it at 41.01 because it went all the way down to about 40.77. But I kept watching it, and so it regained 41 again. And on this candle here, even though it's a red candle, but it was narrow, so I thought, okay, maybe it is settled down. So I took the trade again at 41.11 and was really rewarded. Here again, 5-minute candle, so within 15 minutes, I decided to sell half at 41.55. Obviously a little bit premature because then it popped all the way up to 41.90. I was really hoping that it would go up to 42 and give me another one of the my alerts. But it just didn't happen, and eventually I ended up selling the other half at I think that is 41.34. So it's definitely made up for the first loss. These two legs. Now the next one was LKQ. And LKQ came from it's right here, up and down most in dollars list. Now you don't see it on the list right now because it's only down $3.22 right now. And I have it that the stocks have to be down at least $4 to make it onto this list. So it was on earlier, and you can see that it went all the way down here as a huge, massive sell-off down to 22.90 before it recovered, and then it's looked like it was trying to stay in this area. Now I think this one was a rather spready one. The difference between the bid and the ask was it wasn't great. But when it broke through the whole number, and it broke pretty severely through, I was hoping for a little more of a stabilization, closer to the whole number. But I decided to take the trade right here at 24.18, and I sold half at 24.55, which was actually pretty good because it looks like the high was 24.61 off this pattern right here, and then I sold the other half at 24.18 at my buy. So nothing spectacular, but it's a trade I would take all day long. I'll take, if I do 10 of those a day, that would be great. Now, the next one was the start of the first two stars of the day. And remember, I was saying the up and down. You see BPT and CWEI, and they're both in the same industry. They're in the in the energy sector. So BPT, I mean, it's still down $6.98, but at one point, I mean, here is the low, 61.67. So it's at 67.27 right now. So it was down another $6. So this was really, really beat up. Now, I know some in the room. I know Dennis, I think. He was a brave man. I think he took it around here, and I think he rode it pretty hard. I just couldn't do it. The difference between the bid and the ask was way too strong for me. And these candles are so wide that, I mean, where are you going to put your stop? So, I mean, if you can only take a few shares, I guess, if you're going to do this, because where are you going to put your stop? So, but I wanted to watch this one, and here was my trigger or my key right here is that the candle finally, the 5 minute candle finally narrowed a bit. So to me, it looked like, okay, it's settling down a little bit. Again, this never settled down that much, but compared to this action, it settled down a little bit. And so I was able to actually take the trade at $66, and boy, within 10 minutes, it went up to 67.50, and I immediately sold it for $1.50. That was just a great, great trade in a very short period of time. But I know that other people held it, and they would have made more than I did. But I was very happy in a very short period of time to take this trade. Now, because of that, let me just bring up CWEI, and it is similar, but not exactly. Again, energy sector. And this was down. I mean, it's still down. I mean, this is really still, this is still down $10.99. So, and I think it's on earnings. I think it was an earnings play. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Before the market opened today, they released earnings. So obviously, the market didn't like it. So coupled with the fact that they're in the energy sector, really, caused it to be slammed. But look at this action here. This is what really attracted me to it. Now, this one had a horrible spread also. I mean, it wasn't good. Very difficult for me to commit to taking anything here. I didn't take that many shares because, again, the spread was bad. But it's funny, right around here, the spread kind of tightened. And, when I say tighten, it's probably maybe 15, 20 cents. So I kind of closed my eyes and took the trade at 58.78. And this turned out to be fantastic because I ended up selling half at 55.62. I was really hoping to get 55.78, get $2 out of it, but still, almost $2 on the front half. And then I ended up exiting the next part. And you can see it did get up here. This is a bit of a misnomer though, because I don't think, if my memory serves me right, the bid never got to 53.70 or 55.78. It never got there. Again, the difference between the bid and the ask was really dramatic on this one. So I ended up taking out the balance at 55.27 from 53.78. So a really, really nice trade for this one. And again, it was probably more of a matter of it being in exactly the same industry as BPT. It really attracted me to it. And the fact that it had earnings means that a lot of people were looking at it today. But it's funny, the volume still is not great. 666,000 shares is peanuts, for a stock that's down $11. Now, this will be one I'll watch tomorrow to see, because it's going to have a massive gap to fill, and we'll have to see what happens with it. And the last one was CYCC, and I am still in this trade. Uh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in at 111. Actually, a Matt in the room, he alerted us to this, and when it went through a dollar, I definitely got interested. And so I ended up taking the trade right here at a dollar 11. It actually popped up to dollar 19, but it's held a dollar. And basically, that's all I can say for it right now. I think the low down here is a dollar 3. If it had gone down through a dollar, it was absolutely positively out. But I mean, there we go. It is, it's holding this level. There's another 45 minutes left in the market, and if it holds this level and pops through, I'll certainly sell. I doubt if I will hold this overnight. Let me just take a look at the daily again on this. Um, take a look at the weekly to see what, well, you know what? I mean, this is, oh, that's right. I looked at the weekly. So huge gap to fill. 298. So it's almost another $2 that it could fill. So, I'll have to think about this, see what the action is close to the close. If it's still above, a dollar, and certainly if it's above what I bought it for, there's a part of me that says, why not just hold it and see what happens. Because if I look at the 5 minute chart again on it, it popped out of here, 94 cents, or maybe down here at 88 cents. So I mean, it wouldn't be devastating if it went down through a dollar and then I had to sell in this area. So it's something that I might sell, but even if I don't, or sorry, hold, even if I don't hold it and I do sell it, has to be watched tomorrow, especially if it maintains a dollar. Once the stock gets over a dollar, it's hugely psychological for most traders. So I will definitely be watching this one tomorrow. All right, well, that's it for today. And okay, sorry about that. That's it for today. Let me just bring back the cover page. Again, here's how to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.